What is up, everybody, with
I
that
always chuckle when that
fantastic
comes up, man.
eggplant? Well, that's what happens when you go straight for the pastries at an event. So,
I know it's coming, and I still chuckle every time, man.
Yeah, that's
what's up,
crazy.
everybody? Happy Friday! 1 week closer to March 30th, which is the official kickoff date of the XFL or USFL or USXFL, whatever the hell it's going to be called. Spring
Spring
football.
football. There you go. Yeah, it's closer, man. Getting closer, getting closer.
Getting closer. I honestly, I don't. I gotta say, as don't get me wrong, I still want my Packers to do well, but I really have stopped caring about NFL football. I already don't really care much for college football, but um, NFL, I've started to like wane my interest there, and I am looking forward to um, what is that? Anyways, I'm looking forward to.
Wait, what you hear?
I heard some like buzzing, like
Oh, it
ooh.
was an airplane. Airplane, little crop duster type of airplane. Whatever
Yeah,
them things called.
you crop. So you're telling us you're crop dusting right now? Okay, I see how it
I
is.
don't
What
know.
I'm
I don't
hearing.
know. I don't know nothing you talking about. I don't know nothing you talking about. Wait, what an ASMR, man?
Oh yeah, well
You got
let's
one?
go ahead and get this. I got one right here. I don't have. I'm saving I'm down to one Brahma beer, so I'm saving that
You found any
for
more?
our final show of the year. But let's go ahead and get it started the way we always do.
I got a
Have you
Shiner and a
have,
Brahmas koozie, so
have you found any more?
I have not like from my like I've said before. Alamo Beer has told me that they are not canning. God damn you, dude! You need to open it. Quit teasing. Alamo Beer will not be canning Golden Ale in the Brahmas can until it gets closer to the season, which we now know will not be until the end of March. So I would expect to see them at the earliest February, but most likely we're not going to see those cans or a variation of those cans, assuming they re-can those till probably closer to March. So yeah, I have one that is signed by Mr. Spicy Leg himself, John Parker Romo, that I may drink. I'll keep the can, but
you got to keep that one closed, man.
I don't know, man. But it's so good.
You can just go buy Golden Ale anywhere.
It doesn't taste the same as
It's
a
the
different
same.
can. It doesn't taste the
You got to
same.
keep that can closed.
I just drank the one I had and just kept the rinsed the can out and then kept it. That's all I did.
That's probably what I'll end up doing.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I mean, so we got some news. So obviously we have like we mentioned earlier, a kickoff date for the Spring Football League. That's going to be March 30th, and that is all we know. As far as what teams are in, what teams are out, there is no confirmation. There is only speculation. So let's make sure we all understand that. But there's clues and there's things that can, at least when it comes to the Brahmas, it's pretty safe to say Brahmas are not going anywhere. And from our understanding directly from the Brahmas brass, specifically the ticketing office, we will be playing in the Alamo Dome. We will not be doing the USFL style hubs, obviously, and that kind of is a good segue into what they are now promoting, which is the Lone Star Club. If you guys do not know about the Lone Star Club, that is going to be a mid-premium seating selection. So it's not going to be like the bullpen where you're at field level. It's not going to be your own private luxury box, but it's going to be a mix of the two in between, where you are in a private area and you won't have concession lines that you have to deal with the general public. The seating is at the 50-yard line on the visitor side
On
or
the visitor
visitor side.
But really good seats. You know,
Yeah, it's a great view.
we got to go up there and check them out, and I mean, there's some damn good seats up there. So
Yeah, and I
Check
mean,
out the video that Jackie put together on Horns Forward page as well.
yeah. So if you go on to the Horns Forward Facebook page, you will see the video on there that the wonderful Brahmasita 210 Brahmasita put together that shows you a good vantage point view of what the seats look like. Like I said, it's right on the 50-yard line. It is a mid premium, like I said, it's not quite a luxury box, but it is a luxury box style setting. And it's going to be just a good experience for everyone involved who wants to go there. Now, it is geared towards businesses and corporate sponsors and things like that, but it is open to everybody who wants to have a seat there, whether you want season tickets there or just want to purchase a single game ticket there. You will have the ability to do so. Just reach out to your ticket experience rep or someone from the ticketing office, and they will be able to take care of you. Just let them know you want to sit in the Lone Star Club, and I guarantee you it's going to be a really good time there. I personally will not be sitting there, not because I don't want to. I would love to sit there. I wouldn't want to be. I want to be in the action, and I'm front row in the party section known as 108, and I gotta be amongst the people, So
Yeah,
you will be sitting right behind SAJ and I. We are 50-yard line front row on the visitor side, so you will be able to see us in all of our antics and getting the opponents riled up.
So let me add this too, because I actually experienced something like that when I went to the DC game last year and they played Vegas in DC. They have a club section, and it's kind of similar to the Lone Star Club here. I don't know what the name of their club section is, but it's kind of similar to what they have here. I think it's around the same price. It was around the same price, around that 130, 140, 50, whatever it is. But you come out. It's well. In that when I went to the game, it was raining. So it was perfect because we can go inside, and it's like a little lobby type lounge area, and it's fruit. It's like a buffet style food. I'm sure the same thing will happen with the Lone Star. Drinks. You could drink whatever you want, whatever they have, and I think you pay for like the top shelf stuff. So kind of like similar to that, and it was a good experience, to be honest. I wouldn't mind paying that price for a game, maybe just to experience it, because like I said, it's free food, free drinks, and then it's a good seat. Like, it's crazy because before last year I was looking at seats to get, before I was going to get the ones behind the goalpost, I was looking at seats to get in the club section, like the second level. That's what it's considered, like the second level. And I was like, dang, why they don't have the seats opened up? But they was like, we only gonna open up the bottom bowl. So I was like, okay, cool. But I was initially looking for seats to sit up on that first row in the second level, because just like a good view, you can see the whole field. So I'm thinking about actually maybe doing a game when I can go up there and sit. And I know y'all like to be in the action, but
right,
it is a good view. You get to see the entire field. It's high enough up, but it's right there on the 50-yard line. No obstructions, no nothing, no issues. There's some really good seats.
Yeah. I mean, and honestly, at the end of the day, it teach their own. If you want to sit up in the have a little bit more of a luxury experience, that's obviously an option for you. If you are looking more for a, want to be in the crowd, that's also an option for you. Or if you want to be really bougie and have your own private luxury box, well, hey, I want to know what you're doing for a living.
What also could be an option is, right, if we sell out the lower bowl, hey, they open the dome up. We get the second level anyway.
That would be nice.
But you'll be sitting in the Lone Star section where you will get the free food, free drinks. I mean, which one you want to do? You might be, if you're too late, you might have to get up there on the second level, and then you ain't gonna have the club section. You know what I'm saying? Take advantage of it.
Get in there early when you can.
Get it while you can.
All I know is I'm gonna be constantly drinking and holding Brahma beer like I was last season. Like that's a given.
So for my understanding of the Lone Star Club, I believe the food comes with the ticket, but any drinks you have to buy, but you have your own dedicated bar. So you don't have to go wait in line with, the rest of us degenerates and stuff. You have your own bar area. You have to pay for it, but
Oh, you do got to pay for drinks? Okay.
you still got
Yeah.
to
I think in DC, I think in DC
you
they
got
had
your own
certain.
designated bar over there.
Okay, yeah, I think DC they have certain drinks you can get like free.
Yeah,
And then
that's
the
more.
rest of the ones you had to pay.
I think in the bullpen, as if I'm going off of last year, in the
Oh,
bullpen you get
free.
two drink tickets
Okay.
included with the purchase. I don't know if it's going to be the same with the Lone Star Club. And then obviously if you have a luxury box, that's fully catered, and that's they take care of everything up there, so you don't even have to worry about anything.
Yeah, depending on what kind of catering deal you've got or whatever,
Yeah. But again, if you're able to purchase a luxury box, I want to know what you do for a living. Not that I would ever buy one, because even if I could, I wouldn't. But I just like I said, I want to be down in the crowd. That's where I feel most at home. So it's it's gonna be a good time. Lone Star Club is gonna be a new experience for the Brahmas and the Alamo Dome, and we're really excited to see what that's going to look like and what that's all about. So, during that Lone Star Club show or kickoff showcase, whatever you want to call it, I do want to highlight, a couple shots were taken by Coach Ward over at a certain birdie team that has a birdie mascot that's actually a helicopter, because they can't decide what the heck they are.
A certain group of chickens that like to battle. You may
something
be
like
talking
that.
about.
Yeah,
Battle
something along
pigeons.
those lines. And so I want to see if I can find that clip and play it for everybody. So let me see if I can find that here. Oh yeah, here we go. Let's see.
Season. I thought it was a great year one for us to kick off spring football in San Antonio, to bring football back to the great city of San Antonio, and we couldn't have done it without you guys. So it's good to see you guys on the football field, and I just want to thank everyone for coming out. The Lone Star Club is a great opportunity for us to put more butts in the seats by offering this premium season ticket member deal. You guys were absolutely amazing last year, and I can tell you our players, they fed off the energy when the Alamo Dome was rocking, so we're definitely going to need that again for sure this upcoming season. John and his ticket sales team,
Let's see if I can.
Great opportunity. So it's good to see you guys preaching to our players away from making the playoffs. The 5 opportunities we get down to
I think you passed it.
play the Alamo Dome, I really want it to be all inclusive.
Yeah, well, I'll look for it while and see if I can find it. But yeah, hold on.
I think you were probably like 5 or 10 seconds away from it when you clicked forward.
Dang, I'm about to say, if you pull up, I think I posted it on my Twitter. You can pull up my Twitter. But you don't want to pull up the Twitter though. Twitter is a dangerous place, man. But yeah, he threw some shots, man, and it riled up, them fans. He was like, "Oh, what happened when we played y'all the first game of the season?" And talking all that. We look how we did with the dome. We filled up the dome and all this crap. Like, okay, cool. Y'all got the first one. We'll get it again, but
We'll get
just know we there. We ain't going nowhere. We there.
Just so they know that their 38, 35,000, whatever it was not nearly as loud as our 24,000. So they may have had the numbers, but we were way louder than they were.
That's what they say. Ain't that what the watch said?
Yep.
The little decibel reader that you got, Jorge?
Yeah, that's the loudest it got in the Alamo Dome last season. From what I recorded, and this is just based off of what's on my Apple Watch, but the loudest I recorded was like 124 to 126 decibels. And that was usually towards the end of the game when things were going crazy. It wasn't obviously, when we were doing a wave or anything like that. But yeah, to compare that, I shortly after the season, I went to the Red Hot Chili Peppers concert that was in the Alamo Dome, and that was sold out. And the loudest that I got, and I was sitting towards the bottom of where the where everything was. So I had a similar area, and the loudest it got was like 96 decibels on that one, or maybe for a brief second 113 decibels, but then it went back down to like 96 or so.
Yeah, that's insane, man. But that just lets you know, like, hey, it don't matter how many fans you got in there. It just depends on who's loudest. He was loudest.
Yep.
So, what's y'all plans, man, for next year? Like,
Plans
what are your expectations? Let me ask you that.
I mean, it's hard to say, man, because we don't have a team.
Well, just not the team aspect, just like,
But as far as
and-
like experience and all that stuff.
yeah.
Oh yeah, no. So I definitely think that there's going to be more engagement. I think there's been a lot of learning from the organization as far as what could have been better last year, and a lot of that obviously was community engagement, community involvement, and we've seen the team out there. Guys like John, guys like James, really going out there. Shane and Evan, all those guys really going out there and making sure that people know the Brahmas exist, because I still hear it all the time. It's like, today I learned we had a football team called the Brahmas. It wasn't out there like it needed to be last year. And I think with there being a season 2 and it being known that they want San Antonio to be a part of this, people are going to be a lot more open and receptive to it versus saying, well, it's the Commanders again. They're just going to leave us, after half a season again. Because, having spoken with the ticket office guys, they said that was one of the biggest hurdles that they faced was, the Commanders and the Commanders and the Commanders and the Commanders. And it's like, well, first of all, we're not the Commanders. We're a different league run by different people. I understand the hesitation, but we're not the damn Commanders. But people were scarred pretty deeply by that. And I think
absolutely
having a season 2 is going to definitely help curb some of that.
I heard they wouldn't give people their money or something like that, right?
It will help, but I do think this whole stuff that we, the merger talk, the uncertainty of what's the league going to be called, what are the teams going to be in, I don't think that's helping. Obviously, whatever's going to be there, San Antonio is going to be a part of it. The Brahmas are going to be there. But we don't know who we're playing. We don't know the other teams that are involved. So I do think there is still a lot of that. The uncertainty that we thought would go away with the second season, now, since we got this merger talk thrown in, that's kind of bringing that all back.
Yeah, it's definitely not helping, man. But I heard that the Commanders wasn't giving folks their money back or something like that. That can cause a lot. Like, of people like, nah, I can't do that. I don't know how true that is.
No, there were people that, because the Commanders folded with I think 1 or 2 home games left, and there were people that weren't getting their money back. Some did, some did, and it was just kind of a pain to go through. So a lot of them were left not being paid back for the tickets they bought.
I think if this merger thing is It's going to take off in March, as they say. But I think my expectations would be probably the marketing. Like I want to see like if Fox got a hand in this, like as they supposed to, from what they say. Like I expect to see a lot of different marketing and different. And I think one of the key things is having a. I'm not saying our teams don't have good social media teams, but I think to me, and this is my personal opinion, I think the USFL marketing was crazy with like the graphics. Like I'm talking about like they had top of the line graphics. I don't know what they were doing over that thing. Man,
I mean, it
the
was pretty.
MVP graphics was man, but that's what catch people's eyes, man. To be honest, it might be pretty, but it catches people out. They like like they like the colorfulness and they like it's different. You know what I'm saying? It's
But
just not like a regular graphic with you know. But
no,
it's
and I think that comes down to just the networks. I mean, ESPN versus Fox. I mean, obviously Fox is going to have more money, versus if we had put the game on ABC, maybe that would have been a little bit different. But in my opinion, it was like polishing a turd.
nah, you can't do that, man. But look, you can't shit on the USFL no more, man. We about to merge with them.
No, I get it. No, I'm talking about at that time. At that time, when it was still two separate leagues. When we're merging, yeah, totally different story. But when I'm talking about at that time when it was the USFL, let's be real. The graphics packages were great. The production, all of that stuff was phenomenal. The
Exactly.
on-field product and the
Presentation, all that, yeah.
the environment, the fan experience was abysmal.
Zero.
I've had more excitement at a high school football game than I did. And I'm talking about watching a high school football game on YouTube versus watching a USFL game on Fox. Like, yes, the presentation was, A+, but the just environment, the vibe was just dead. Like it just wasn't there. And so I'm hoping that we can take the best of both worlds during this merger and be able to make sure we have the vibe and experience that the XFL is able to bring with the quality and graphics package and the presentation that the USFL had. Now, I will say from a social media perspective, I do, I got to tip my hat to, and I know that I'm kind of tooting our horn here with the Brahmas, but every other team that was in both leagues existed prior to the pandemic. We did not. I mean, there was a version of the Vipers. There was a version of the Guardians. The USFL teams had already been playing for a season. And then, the Roughnecks and the Defenders and the Sea Dragons and all that, the Battlehawks, all that, they all already had a presence years in advance of what the Brahmas had, and what the Brahmas were able to build up in such a short amount of time, as far as engagement, as far as just recognition on social media, all that stuff. I got to tip my hat off, because starting from scratch, when your competition already, is passing off the baton to the next person on the relay race, and you're barely getting your shoes tied, like, that's incredible. So I got to give tip my hat to Noakes and the social media team for the
Yeah,
Brahmas.
I mean, we smoked everybody in the league in attendance other than the Battle Chickens. So,
Yeah.
Yep. The next best average.
Yep.
And that was, you got to give credit where credit's due. The Defenders did passes towards the end. They were filling up Audi Field with 18,000, whereas we were still between 12 and 14. So obviously record had a big part to play with that, and the beer snake and all that stuff. But yeah, no, I think that this next season, the expectations are going to be pretty dang good. But I do want to ask you guys, not knowing who's going to be in the in this next iteration of the league.
Oh hell, there he is.
Not counting any of the XFL teams, because we've already played them all. Who from the USFL do you want to play?
Birmingham.
Birmingham, right off the top.
That's
you
the
know,
team
take
to
down
beat,
the
man.
champs and put them in the ground where they
Back to
belong.
back. They're the team to beat.
Yeah, and I feel like there's a little animosity with us in Birmingham that goes back to the AAF days when there was it the Birmingham Steel or Legion or whatever the heck they were called?
Iron.
Iron,
Birmingham
yeah.
Iron, yeah.
I was some sort of metal. But yeah,
Well,
I think that was still that. I think that might be revived a little bit.
If we're gonna go based on that, though, it would have been the Birmingham Copper because they were soft guys.
God dang.
No, I think back then our rival was San Diego, the Fleet.
The
Fleet?
Oh yeah, that
They
hit on the beginning of the season.
Oh yeah, that's what set the tone. I was like, oh, these guys are for real.
On Burkabelli, yeah.
Oh, that hit, man. Oh, dude.
We're still talking about it, and it's like 3-4 years later.
It was fantastic, man.
His grandkids are gonna feel that one. That was
Yeah.
bad. That was the best hit in the AAF ever. It was incredible.
Oh, dude.
By the way, great to see you guys. Thanks for letting me jump in. Hanging out at a holiday party here, but got to hang out with my family too. You guys are important.
That's what's up.
Yes, sir. Enjoy yourself.
I mean, I might have enjoyed myself 1 or 7 beers, but
you know what? I just got back from my holiday party, so it's all good.
Yes. Do you think I do think Birmingham should be our top challenge from the USFL? I've got to say that I'd like to see Michigan kind of in that mix also, though. Michigan had a pretty solid team, not the greatest team, but they had a lot of spunk. They had a lot of fire, a lot of fight, kind of reminiscent of like the way we were with with the Commanders, right? They just there's something about that team, that swagger, that attitude when they come onto the field. I don't know if it's a Michigan thing. I don't know if what it is, but they've just got that hunger. So I'm hopeful that they have the right secured at Ford Field, like I've heard that they have, and that they're going to be in this new iteration of the USXFL. I said it. I stole it from Dirty, but I said it here.
No, I'm not. We got a comment that just irked the crap out of me. This one right here. Get out of my damn house.
Who
that?
I mean,
Look,
we got to have something that's nice for a practice facility because they're not going to have a team there.
Who is this guy?
Whoever the USFL brings, that's fine. They want to play the Birmingham Steel Iron Legion Fleet, whatever the heck they're called, the whatever, I don't know, Birmingham, whatever. If we want to play them, great. We want to play the Michigan, not Lions, fine. If we want to play the New Jersey, the stars on their helmets, that's fine. I still hate the Renegades. I will still hate the Renegades. I will still crap all over them. I will still, they are my number one target. I don't care if they are it's like, hey, we're the XFL versus USFL. No, I still don't like you guys.
See the time.
You fart in their general direction.
The time's different though.
And walked it too.
It's still us versus the XFL for sure, but I think it's different when people coming over to your territory. You got it. You know what I'm saying?
Oh no, I get you. I get you. I get you.
The speculations was Birmingham, Michigan, and Memphis gonna be the three.
The
I don't know.
showboats.
But that's but I definitely want Birmingham. I want Birmingham. Everybody gonna want Birmingham. I know Arlington gonna want them. St. Louis gonna want them.
No one cares about Arlington.
Oh, dude, Arlington don't want Birmingham. They may say they want them, but when it comes time, they ain't gonna want them.
So let me ask you guys this then real quick, because there's speculations about what teams are getting chopped and blah 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 whatever. And DJ, you just mentioned 3 that are supposedly sticking around. Based on that, of the 5 that are getting chopped, which one are you guys going to miss the most?
From
the New Jersey Generals? Yeah, no, from the USFL. The Generals, the Breakers. I can't remember the other ones right now.
I mean, I'm hoping we're going to be missing the Gamblers, and we'll be getting the the Roughnecks instead. But
Yeah.
that's just.
I mean, I won't miss the Gamblers. to
I
be
think
honest.
Nobody-
for me, I think it would probably be the Generals. I think they was pretty solid. I
Are
like
those
their
the ones
running
with the
back.
stars on the helmet?
Yeah. I
Yeah.
like their running back and stuff. Victor, he was nice.
I was gonna
Yeah.
say then, just because I like their logo, it's got that retro vibe to it. I mean, like I said, I know nothing about them other than they had this really cool like 3D star on their helmet. That's it.
But if the Generals, if the Gamblers do get cut, I want Mark Thompson. If the Gamblers do get cut, I want Mark Thompson. He'd be a free agent because they gone. So I want Mark Thompson in San Antonio. Please,
Okay.
whoever listening for the Brahmas, please can we get him? Top rusher last year. He's a beast, man. Break tackle. He was the only star for the Gamblers. I want him. Please.
I saw someone was saying like we should do a compromise and make it the Roughneck Gamblers, and I think I saw that on Reddit.
The
And-
Gambler
Net
Necks.
Gamblers.
Well-
And I was like, the Roughneck Gamblers sounds like a guy that like he's new on the oil rig and he's like doesn't know what the heck he's doing, but he tells people, hey, no, watch this. I know what I'm doing. Like I can do this faster and easier, and then causes a massive oil spill.
I mean, that might be okay.
I think it fits, you know.
Yeah. So Florida Brian said something to me recently about that also, and he was calling them the rough gamblers or the gambling roughnecks. And I mean,
how about the Gamble Necks?
the gamble necks.
Yeah,
That would be a good one.
The Rufflers.
Like the rufflers. Like
There
they
you
aren't
go.
already kind of laughing stock right now. Let's call them the rufflers. Yeah.
Rufflers, yeah.
Call them the Rufflers. Their logo could be a potato chip.
No,
But look, if they called the Rufflers, how would you spell that? That's a good question.
RUFFLERS. I guess. I don't know.
Oh, the Ruffles. Do they have chips for their
Ruffles.
mascot?
they have
What
like
is
a
this, like-
chicken, yeah.
Is this a DUI? Stop making me spell here. Come on.
No, I was gonna say if we have the
Walk a straight line.
the gambling
Nope.
if we have the gambling Roughnecks, their logo if they're based in Houston, their logo is going to be a guy behind a jail cell because it's illegal to gamble in Texas.
Truth.
Man.
Truth.
So you know, just saying.
With that being the case, though, right? Everybody knows that gambling is illegal in Texas, except in Eagle Pass, where the native reservation is. Right?
Right.
Yeah.
You've got a team with arguably a pretty cool name, just
So
the wrong
it's-
location.
Put them in Eagle Pass. Is what I was just gonna say.
No, 7 people can't make a team survive. Okay, where would you locate the gamblers with a name like that?
Las
I mean, you got-
Vegas.
You say like Oklahoma City or something like that, you know.
Or
Louisiana.
Atlantic City.
Oh, Atlantic
Yeah.
City. That would be a good one.
Just
I
send
mean,
them
I
to
don't
Puerto
know where they
Rico.
would play, but
Just send them to Puerto Rico.
man, they can barely afford to ship people to go to Seattle. You think they're gonna be able to afford flights to Puerto Rico?
Or they won a team in what did they say? It was Canada or one of them Germany somewhere where NFL used to
Germany
play.
has teams.
Yeah, they
I don't
have the European League of
What's
Football.
the NFL collab with one of the out of the country things? It was Germany, right? No, it's not
EFL?
Germany. Yeah.
Well,
No,
it's
no,
all
no,
of
It
Europe.
used to
London and Germany. Remember the UFL,
Yeah.
the NFL plays those games in Germany and London.
be in
I think-
Frankfurt and in London. Yeah,
I
They-
think
they
want
do.
to move one of them over there somewhere.
But historically speaking, before that, you had NFL Europe, where you had like 16 teams all over Frankfurt, London. I'm trying to remember all of them, and it's been a while.
Paris,
Right. And it's been on life support for a little while, but it has survived, right? And it's modified into the European Football League right now. But you've still got like 8 teams there.
which they do have one of our Brahmas coaches on staff at one of the teams in the European League of Football.
They do.
Yeah, which is a little fun fact for everybody who didn't know.
Yeah. So
Poached our coach.
football, American football over in Europe is a viable product. It is something that could survive, right? But for it to be part of like the XFL or the USFL or something like that. That part, there's no way they're going to be able to make it work, right? It has to be part of its own organization. Otherwise, it's never going to survive.
Right. Yeah, no, that's wishful thinking. I mean, not even the NFL can get that done. So, I think it's one of those things where if we're gonna do that, then, well, we got some background noise there from the Brahmasita, some road noise.
Hey,
Holy cow!
I told y'all I was driving, and because Drunk Jay is on, Jackie has to be on.
Why's everybody got to call me out like I'm like inebriated? No, I'm not that bad.
Meanwhile, I'm
I've had a couple of
the
beers.
one
I'm
drinking a beer live on air.
Yeah, you can't really
Yeah.
see me, but we're in Houston right now. We're headed to our next cruise for tomorrow.
Nice.
So,
Nice.
That'll be nice.
yeah.
I have no
I didn't-
desire to cruise in December, but
You said you
that
head
would
into
be
your
nice.
next what?
Cruise.
Oh, next cruise.
For next cruise. And I didn't
for
know
next
that there was a Houston in Oregon.
I mean, technically, you can go out of like.
When she's
Seattle.
in international waters, it's all fair game.
It's all good.
Right. But Houston, Texas would not be allowed. Houston, Oregon would, I'm sure, be perfectly fine.
Oregon, Texas.
There you go.
Yeah.
No,
She's-
not Oregon
she's-
because it's still in Texas.
I
She's
just
as
wanted to hop
legal
on
as the
and say hi,
gamblers.
guys. That way, I don't interrupt like with the background noises and stuff. But hi, everyone.
What's
I'll
up?
see y'all
Oh, you're
next
fine.
week.
All right, you good. Have fun. Be safe on the cruise.
Bye, guys.
Don't
Thanks
get
for jumping
COVID.
on. Bye.
What else we got?
I mean, we haven't really got much. I mean, there's not much to report. I mean, unless there's more rumors to talk about. So
I mean, all we have official is a start date.
yeah,
That's
March 30th.
Literally,
and our guest rescheduled. So, right.
Yeah, and that's fine. I mean, it's the end of the year. It's the holidays. People got stuff going on. That's understandable. Next
But
week
we still here. We still here.
Yeah, next week will be our last show of the year before we take our holiday hiatus because we all need a break for the holidays and we're all gonna be doing family stuff. But we will be back in the new year after next week. So just a heads up there. Are you drinking a Zoa, good sir? The official drink of XFL fans everywhere?
I am not. I am.
Shame on you. Shame on you. Dwayne The Rock Johnson would be disappointed.
Oh
in
my
you.
gosh. Is that
No, I
alcohol,
tried.
DJ?
I know, man. It's a light night, but I tried the Zoa and I didn't like it, man. It's not good
What?
to me. I'm
That's
sorry.
because you didn't put enough vodka in it.
I mean,
That's
I'll
right.
try with vodka, but I ain't like it's the aftertaste for me.
True. Hey,
I like
being that, SAJ is always late to the party, right? Did we
Yes,
talk
sir.
about the Lone Star Club seating?
Yes, we
We
Yes, we
did.
did. That was
Okay.
the first thing we opened up
You got to
with.
rewind, man.
Yeah, we already
Can't
warned
rewind on a live show.
everyone.
I'm talking about
we,
when we done. We done. We done.
we already
You're done,
warned,
DJ.
We warned everybody who's gonna be sitting in the Lone Star Club about y'all two.
yeah.
Because
I
we
warned
expect-
them that they would be seeing our antics in the Lone Star Club.
expect
Bro,
to hear
they're
a lot
so
of
far-
things.
They're sheltered. They'll see us, but they won't have to hear us. So we're just part
They
of the
might
on-field
hear us.
antics.
Oh, so you're
are y'all
saying-
gonna be louder?
They
than us,
might.
though? That's
They
the
might.
I
question.
was saying y'all turning down the volume this next season. I'm disappointed.
No.
Yeah, we should. They
Nah.
should be able to hear y'all in
We're,
the second
we're
section.
cranking that up to 11.
Yeah.
What are we doing?
I
They should be able to hear y'all.
want to hear you in 108, my man.
Ooh,
You have heard me in
Right.
108.
You
Okay.
might.
I haven't heard y'all in my section. I'm just saying.
Well, that's because you don't show up on time for the games.
This
That's
is true.
I'll be there. for
Oh
the
no,
games.
no,
Maybe
he-
that, see,
he's
see,
he's
if
there
you would have
for the
said
games.
tailgate, you would have got it. You would have
Yeah.
got that one. But you can't say the games. I'm there
no,
every
he's
game.
he's there
That's
for
true.
the game.
That's
He's
true.
there
Thank you,
for the
Jorge.
Okay.
Thank you. But I have
I got you.
honestly,
I'll
like,
reel that one back. I apologize, sir.
look, honestly, no shade though. I haven't heard you guys. I think y'all got to get
So
louder.
if you want to hear
Okay.
us, you need to go back and watch some of the broadcasts from the games.
Have y'all
Then
heard?
you'll
Have
hear
y'all
it
heard
for sure.
yourselves on the broadcast?
Yes.
Go watch the Houston game that we played in San Antonio.
What did they catch
And
y'all saying?
when they interview Wade Phillips at the beginning of the game, you will definitely hear a "Wade, you suck" chant coming from me.
Was
and
it just
SAJ.
y'all two, or the section said that?
It was us and
dang.
a couple people.
It was
in the
us, and we got the section behind us.
Oh, y'all, I'm about to say the section wasn't behind y'all. Then y'all need to go to a new section, man. You gotta get the whole section
No,
on
the
page.
section started joining.
108 would get.
I know. I'm about to say
behind you guys.
108 probably would have did that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then we're not close enough to abuse the opponents. We have to be on the front line in the trenches, man.
This is true.
Are y'all by the tunnel? 108?
Dude,
Yeah,
we're
by the
50-yard line front row for.
Oh, but y'all by the Brahmas tunnel. Y'all not by the
Yeah,
opponents.
I
Tunnel.
don't. BD, I don't think he's asking us where we're at.
No, not
no,
y'all.
no.
I'm talking about Jorge because I think.
Yeah.
We're by
I
the
thought 108
we're by
was by
the
the
player
tunnel.
tunnels. Yeah,
Yeah,
we're by
yeah.
the player tunnel. By
But
the
it would have
Brahmas
been
tunnel.
it would have been crazy if y'all was by the opponent's tunnel. They would have hate going past y'all. Well, y'all should too. Well, but y'all already on the 50-yard line. So
Well-
y'all got good seats anyway.
Yeah, I mean we're behind the player, like literally behind the player bench. We've had some players come and say some not nice things to us, and we're very proud of that.
Let's talk about that. Let's talk. You got a few drinks in you, so I know we should have a good conversation.
Well, what do you want to know?
What was being said to y'all? You ain't got to say the player name
what's
and
the-
number.
What's the
Oh
worst
yes, what was
thing
the
that
worst
has
thing
been
that
said to
had
you?
said? Yes. Keep it
I-
PG.
I mean,
No, keep it rated
there were
R.
some players
Keep
that
it
did
rated
not
R.
keep it PG.
So they said some rated R stuff to y'all.
Oh
No.
yeah.
No, they didn't.
Wait, one saying yes, one saying no. Which one?
Yeah, they did. We had some players that were dropping some F-bombs at us.
I don't. In that application, I don't consider R-rated stuff by being heated and passionate. Well, they didn't. They just kept saying things like keep bumping them effing gums and things like that. That's like nothing. There was never necessarily a personal attack, unlike someone that we brought with us who made personal attacks on a certain quarterback.
Oh God!
And I can't talk about that.
Talk about it. Talk about it. No, you got to. You already bring it up. We want to know.
No.
Captain Nips.
No.
Yes, Captain Nips.
We can't. We have a gag order until the case is completely settled. We're not allowed to say anything. Okay, that's all I can say.
Now you gotta say it because hey, this is our show. We do whatever we want on here.
Yeah,
so now you want to say it.
We uncut, man.
I'm gonna call out a player that I don't like.
So
by his name.
Let's say this. So we get there to our seats.
Story time.
We kind of go over the ground rules with our friend, and we say, hey, we can yell.
Well, our acquaintance. Do not associate him like that.
That's your friend. That's your friend.
Your friend. We like, hey, we
Jay's
can yell
friend.
at players. We can talk trash. We can do
what up, Predator couple?
Just don't curse, no F-bombs, nothing like that. As soon as they walk onto the field, he throws double fingers and says, F you. And they're like, nope. And
Did the game even start yet?
Dude, the game hadn't even started yet. And throughout the entire game, because we were playing, it was the South Oklahoma team. He kept telling Slaughter that he wanted to do inappropriate things to him.
Oh my God!
I know those inappropriate things he was saying too.
He wanted to do inappropriate things. He wanted to do inappropriate things in his South 40 section.
Yeah,
specifically is what he said.
I'll just say that, and then one of these, you can,
Yeah.
Yes.
9 inches long.
So who caught this stuff on cam?
I don't think it was on camera.
No,
Nobody recorded him wilding out.
No,
God no.
Them
memories right there. You got to save those.
Was going to make it onto the broadcast, but a lot of those didn't actually get made. He was shown on the broadcast, but from what we saw or from what was shown to what he was doing was very minimal.
Okay,
so
hang on. Let me jump in. Let me jump in here real quick. DJ, did you ever see the movie Silence of the Lambs?
A long time ago.
Okay, do you remember the part where the guy was dancing around in the robe with the really weird, creepy music?
I know where you're going with this, but I got
That's
the
what you
picture.
would have seen on those highlight reels if they would have shown him. That music
So-
would have fit perfectly. Like, that's kind of
Absolutely.
the vibe that we got.
He didn't have no shirt in the Alamo Dome.
So
I mean, it
throughout-
was like
throughout
Well-
tailgating, his shirt got more and more tucked in, and his pants or shorts got like hiked up more. By the time he made it to the game, his shirt was cut off and like this coming down, and his shorts
Yeah.
were like Daisy
He had
Dukes.
Daisy Dukes on, bro.
Oh my
Daisy
God.
Duke.
Gucci Daddy shirt shorts.
Hey, if
Yup.
y'all bring him next year, he gotta like write some stuff on his chest or something. That'd be funny.
I don't think he's allowed in the Alamo Dome right now.
Oh damn, he got banned.
I think there's a restraining order on him.
What did he do?
It's what he threatened to do, and they believed what he was going to do.
Yeah,
Oh my god. What do you say? He gonna blow the Alamo Dome up or something?
no,
No, he was
No,
saying he
more
wanted
like-
to do.
He was going to
You
blow
want-
up Slaughter's Alamo Dome.
Yeah, there's a reason why Kyle Slaughter left the league, and I'm sure Captain Nips had a reason. To
Wait,
leave.
did he respond like Slaughter?
no.
Thankfully, no. I think he cried a little bit. I think he was scared.
He responded by quitting the league.
I think he responded by like going way far away on the other side of the bench.
So when he said anything, did Slaughter look back and see who said it? So he
I think
recognized
it was
it
too
all?
scared to. I think it was too
Yeah,
scared
no.
to.
Oh damn.
No, he didn't look back.
But yeah.
he didn't want to. He wanted no part of that.
So who friend
So-
is this?
We're not talking about that. What we are going to talk about is probably the best experience that BD and I had, which was with Houston when they were in town. It was a defensive lineman that got extremely upset with Brian and I.
Yes.
Understandable, that's fine.
Tell the story.
Well, so we started targeting him and started, making fun of him and tell him, oh, you dropped that ball because of the cheeseburger grease on your fingers from earlier, and like just dumb stuff.
I believe it was number 43, if I'm remembering correctly.
Right. We don't remember the poor cat. I'm sure he's an incredible player. I don't know. We
were.
He looked at us. He looked at us when we were booing all of them, and so we immediately targeted him. That's how it usually works. And so we got him feisty. Well, his defensive back got feisty. And then the defensive back really started talking trash to us. In the meantime, there was a wide receiver that was over and came over like where we were at. And he's just laughing the whole time because we're bagging on his team and they're bagging on us. And
so
it was the best, man.
We were on offense, and obviously, the defense was out there for the Roughnecks. And we threw a pass, and the receiver dropped it. And I forget what the wide receiver, he was sitting there watching number 10 or something like that. I was like, hey, 10. He kind of looked back at us and was like, you wouldn't have dropped that, would you? He's like, oh, hell no. I was like, you want to come play for us? And so he was laughing. So after that, he was having a good time with us. And after the game, he was kind of coming shaking everybody's hands. And he came up to us, shook our hand, and like, man, you guys are cool. I was like, hey, go tell number 43, whatever it is, stop being so mad all the time, man. Come on.
So y'all did it wasn't all bad. Y'all meet
No,
some
we
friends.
were having fun, but you know what? If we lost the game, if the players came up, dude, we shake their hand, we tell them good game. It was all in good fun, man. Except for the ones that were all like super mad and stuff. So
so in fact, we actually had it was a player's mom or girlfriend.
Yes,
in our section.
His mom.
Right. And so she was laughing at us the entire time.
Oh,
right?
All right.
Because we're sitting there, we're trying to bust their, these kids' chops and trying to be as annoying as possible, but also not make it personal. Because we're not going to be like, hey, 47, you're absolutely the worst player or anything like that. Right. We're just gonna tease and we're just gonna be that annoying factor, like that kind of like that thorn just right at surface level that's there. You can feel it, but you can't seem to get it out of the skin.
Yeah.
That's what we're doing. And this mom was laughing at us the whole time. And at one point before the game, she was like, please go easy on my son. And I was like, oh, who is your son? And she's like, oh, I'm telling you now. Right?
Wait till he came over, then you'll know
Well,
exactly who he
I
was.
think at one point, like, 'cause she told us who he was, and I think he dropped something, or he missed something or whatever. And it was like, screw it, y'all have at him, man. He should have caught that, or he should have ran that route right, or something.
Yeah.
So, I mean, she was egging us on too, man. She was having a good time.
Now,
Yeah.
I do want to just kind of give you guys a heads up, with everything that you guys are saying, that you were saying to players, especially if you have Captain Nips around you guys again. Just know, if we do end up playing Birmingham, they may be into that, especially if you start hearing banjos. I mean, you know how they do things in Alabama.
We don't, because we're Texans, so we avoid situations like that.
I heard,
but it is good to know.
Our family tree does not go straight up, so
I'm just saying they may be like, hey boy, why don't you come on down here? And, you know what? I'm gonna save that, but you know where I'm going with that.
Please don't. Please don't.
No, please don't.
That make y'all squeal like a pig, especially.
I can see that kid right now playing the banjo. Oh, horrible movie. Horrible movie.
All right. It was just
now. I guess before we wrap up, given that we are kind of close to the end of the season, I guess if you want to call it, for podcast season, before our last show next year, I want to know, if there were a couple of players from last year's team that are not currently on an NFL roster right now, who would you want to see back?
I've got one.
Go ahead. Besides Spicy Leg.
No, I know who yours is, Jay.
Who?
I'm not gonna spoil it for you. Tell everybody. I mean, it's the jersey time.
I'm gonna throw you off on this one. I want to see Barku back.
Yeah,
that's a good one. Nick Holley has a lot of promise. He's got a lot of fire. He's got a lot of spunk. But dude, Barku's got that heart, man. There's something about the way he plays. He's got that focus. He's got that determination. It doesn't matter who he's going up against. He's going to dominate him all game long, right? And I would love, because that really kind of encompasses a lot of what the San Antonio sports fan is about. So I really would love to see Barku back.
All right, well, then I'm going to take the one I thought you were going to take, and I'm going to say Holley, because that man, when we got him from Houston, I mean, it completely changed our offense.
Yeah,
he just, he's such a damn good receiver. No matter who's throwing to him, he's able to find the weak spots in whatever defense they're playing, and it completely changed our offense. So I would absolutely love to have him come back.
Hell of a slot receiver.
Yeah, I got. Well, DJ's on mute right now.
No, I'll go ahead.
Okay, Jorge.
No, I'll go ahead. Jay, I would like to say see Jay Will back, man.
Oh, yeah.
Jay Will.
Yeah. Why would you like to see Jay Will back?
Oh, he was just a dominant. He was a dominant defensive player on our probably our best defensive player we had, honestly.
Yeah. Very true.
Now, Mike G says we got to improve the line first, which is true.
Absolutely true.
But would you want to see any of the line back from last year?
No.
Towards the end of the season, they were playing solid.
They were.
Once they had some time together.
The last 3 games of the season, they were really good.
Yeah, they gave Cone time. Like, our offense was completely different once they weren't injury plagued. So I don't want to say dump them all, because like we said, the last few games they were solid. So I'd be willing to give those guys a chance, to do it again. Now, I wouldn't mind, beefing up that line a little bit, getting some better players, but I don't want to throw them all away.
Definitely need some linemen for sure.
Right. In the world of speculation, if we had the offensive line that we had towards the end of the season, honestly, I think along with Kurt Benkert, I think we could have done a lot more. Jack Cohn is a great quarterback. He's got to have that pocket like we talked about.
Yep.
Okay. Without having that pocket, I think Benkert would have been the better choice. I think we could have done a lot more with that offense.
I'm gonna have to disagree with you on Benkert. I have to go with Sinet.
Yeah, Reed. I like Reed. I
Reed,
like both. I think Benkert can't have enough time though. I think if he got a good off-season training camp and all that, I think he'll be good.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, nothing wrong with Benkert.
Well, not now.
Second game in.
What you mean not now?
Oh, Benkert's not coming back, man. He's making more money doing YouTube videos about, Madden
he might come back.
2035 or whatever.
Yeah,
might come
Madden and quarterback class and all that stuff, man.
Yeah, dude.
You never know. He might come back.
He got one set of broken ribs. He was like, "Nope, I'm done."
3 broken ribs. He's done.
I guess if he see what it looked like, he might come back. You just never know. I'm just saying. Don't rule
maybe, but I honestly think he's good where he's at, being an advisor and doing his streaming game stuff and trying to help other quarterbacks coming up and everything. I think he's got an incredible mind for the game. I think the toll that it takes on your body. I
enjoyed watching him play. Like he was a good talent, and he was probably the best quarterback we had on the roster. But I don't think he's going to come back.
Yeah. So let's focus on the guys that probably are going to come back, right? Juwan Pass has obviously passed on his opportunities here in San Antonio. Sinet. Wow. One game, bro. One game. Okay. I think Sinet is probably our best chance of a returning player as far as a quarterback goes. And there are some quarterbacks, from some of the XFL teams and, some of these USFL teams that are not going to have a team to go to. So, we may have prime pickings, man.
I mean, we'll see. I mean, I personally, on defense, I'd like to see Drew Beasley come back. I thought he was a havoc on the defense.
Yes.
He was always in the quarterback's face. Not being the biggest guy, but he was definitely hard to block. And on offense, I want to see Mr. Rough and Tumble himself, Jacquez Patrick, come back and run over some people.
Yes, I forgot about him too, man. How can I forget about him? Those are solid.
I know he was injured. He was injured, but I hope he recovers quick. And if he does get a chance to come back, I know we welcome him back with open arms. And hopefully this time when he scores a touchdown, he does break Dirty Toro's hand with high five.
I thought I already did that once.
I thought Drew Beasley had got traded.
Not at the
Seattle, I think. I think he got traded to Seattle
in the offseason.
Oh, then I hope he doesn't have a great career. I hope he has a mediocre career.
Oh no, I think he's still on the roster.
Yeah, I haven't seen any news about him.
Somebody got drafted to Seattle, and I was upset he left. I can't remember who it is.
But
some of the rumors are correct. We may not have to worry about that, but
speaking of that, and I know we're coming up here close to the end of the hour, but one of the things that's interesting that I think that kind of slipped under the radar for a lot of people is that there was a Battlehawks player who signed with a team that was a USFL team, and Anthony Beck, the coach for the Battlehawks, was saying, "So y'all can just poach my players now? Like, what's up with this?" And so
he was big mad.
He was,
I don't blame him.
He needed a cape because he was super mad.
What's the safety that came down and got that big hit? One of the biggest hits of the season. He came down and I think he sacked the quarterback, and it was a big hit. I can't remember what's his name, but he the one that got traded. It wasn't Drew Beasley.
Okay.
I think it's I can't remember his last name.
Well, you'll think of it in a bit, but
yeah, I'll get it.
Yeah, but
like Jorge was saying. Go ahead, man.
I'm curious to see now that, obviously the merger isn't, it's been approved. It's not finalized yet. So It's still kind of business as usual for each team, each league. But the preparations are there. Things are going to start happening, of course. Hopefully they can get this done, and make sure that everything goes off as smoothly as possible. There's now, as fans, we have to understand with such a big merger happening, there's going to be snags and hitches along the way. It's not going to be a perfect season, and operations wise, it's not realistic to think that way. But I am curious to know now, like all these letters of intent that players have been signing with XFL teams, people who are who the XFL has retained the rights to after, I believe it's December, they can recall those rights and say, hey, if you want to come back, you belong to us. Are those still valid, or are they now null and void? And that's a question that nobody can answer unless you are an attorney that's working on this case.
That's people that are way smarter than us that'll figure that out.
And so if you hear a Mike Larson, if you hear Vogel, if you hear any of these speculators start to say, hey, this is what the contract situations look like, let's be real, that they're full of shit, because they're not the attorneys that are working on this, and nobody knows unless you are an attorney working on this case. That takes a whole nother level of legal expertise and knowledge. But I am curious to know, like, these rights, are they now null and void? Do players still belong to the XFL teams? Can they go wherever they want? Can they be poached like they were from the Battlehawks? Like, that's an interesting development to see kind of where that goes and where that takes us, because if that's the case, I mean, who knows? It's kind of a wild west now.
I mean, hopefully we find something out within the next week or two.
No, we won't. Probably not till after the holidays.
Yeah, but I think that's
going to be your Christmas present, that you'll know in February what's going on.
Yeah.
We got two quarterbacks from the letter of intent period. We got TJ Edwards and Matthew McKay. I don't know
nice
what their status will be going forward.
I mean,
but that's what I'm saying.
Just players on the roster.
That's what I'm saying, though. Like, do those letters of intent mean anything anymore? I mean, I know they're just letters of intent. They're not contracts. They're not anything signed. But does that mean that the Michigan Panthers or the Birmingham Iron?
I think the letter of intent means that they are locked with San Antonio in the case that the season starts. They have the rights to that player if they signed it,
right,
which they did.
Yeah.
So they have the rights to that player. So they can't go to another. Nobody else can pick them up like another team.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
In the XFL, but can Birmingham, Michigan, New Jersey, can they pick them up?
Well, are any of those contracts even valid at this point? Because we have no idea what's going to happen with the merger, right?
I mean, as of right now,
the legal rights.
It's still two separate entities, so it is.
It is right now, but we know they're going to merge at some point, and we know that while the XFL has the rights to said player right now, once that merger is officially complete, all those contracts should become null and void.
I think they all should still have their letter of intent, the rights to that player, because it's technically, I mean, it's merging, so it's still technically two leagues come together. So, and the USFL is also signing letters of intent too. So, I don't know what's going on with that side, but I know the XFL, they are signing letters of intent, so that means that team has that right to that player, so they can't go. And I think in that contract,
you're muted now.
In the letter of intent contract, whatever you want to call it, I think they can't go over to the USFL.
I'm just going to wait for the people that are smarter than me to tell me what's going on with it.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, moral of the story, y'all be patient. Yeah. Wait for the league to tell us something. Stop listening to all these rumors and speculations, because we
stop getting freaked out because somebody tweeted something that somebody told them that their best friend's grandma told them.
Yeah, like it's one of those things where nobody knows until the league says something.
Stop calling the league USXFL just because you heard it somewhere on Facebook. I'm just saying.
Who called it that?
Or the UFL too. We don't know if that's
We
what
don't
it's going to
know.
be called.
All we know is it's going to start March 30th. We don't know
Yep.
how many teams. We don't know which teams. We don't know the name of the league. We don't know how the contracts are going to work. We know a start date. That is it.
And that the Brahmas will still be here.
And
We
the
don't
Brahmas will
officially
be
know
your
that, but I mean, we kind of do.
we trust me, we know the Brahmas are going to stick around, and the Brahmas are going to be the 2024 whatever the league is champions. Bank
Yeah,
on it.
Spring football champions. We'll just go with that.
Solid.
All
All
right.
right, everyone. Well, we're at the hour. I mean, we're a little bit past it, but I think it's time for us to call it a night. And I'm
Wrap
gonna
it
go
up,
get some
Jackie.
grub.
Oh wait.
Oh, thanks a lot, dude. I appreciate that. But yeah, let's end it like we always do. We'll see you next week. Remember, next week is our last show, and it's going to be a good one. So we'll see you all next week. Have a great weekend, and horns forward, everybody.
Going forward, everybody.